full time in Leverkusen, and Arsenal have come away with a result. It was not really on the cards for lengthy spells of that second half, but the final whistle has blown and the scoreline is Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. We'll start from the first half then. I mean, the team set up exactly how I expected them to. We had pretty much every player that I had predicted would start did. I thought there'd be a question mark over whether Eze would be starting ahead of Havertz, but he did. And Hincapié, I did have a sort of an inkling that he may well have been ineligible to play in this game because he is actually a Leverkusen player. He's under contract for them and he's on loan to Arsenal, but he did start, and there must be no clause in that contractual agreement of the loan of Hincapié to Arsenal. So he started. And in the main, the first half, it was pretty even. I think Arsenal had probably the better of the half and the better chances as well. I'd say Martinelli had the best chance where he managed to give himself a yard after some good work on the right-hand side, came across, Eze stepped over the ball, then Gyökeres played it one more further to the left. Martinelli took a touch out of his feet, gave it a good old left-footed strike, and the power on the ball would have taken it past the keeper had it not been just a little bit too high. Ball came ricocheting off the post, and Arsenal didn't get their opening goal. Their captain, who I have to say, in the main was their best player. He actually scored their goal. But there is a question mark as to whether he should have been on the pitch at all, and that's Robert Andrich. He took his header well. They came out of the blocks well in the second half, and it was a corner from literally from kickoff. Leverkusen brought it forward, and some good work managed to fashion an opening for their striker. The header was a pretty decent one, but too close to Raya, and Raya made a very good save, tipping it over the bar. But from the resulting corner, Andrich was all alone at the back post, and he came in with a pretty decent header and scored. But I want to come back to the first half because he got booked quite early on in the first couple of minutes. And then he just seemed to completely block off Gyökeres as he was running down the left-hand side. In any other situation, you're looking at another yellow there, and he's quite fortunate to still be on the pitch. The way the second half shaped up, Arsenal were being frustrated, and once Leverkusen had scored that goal, you could see that they'd planned for that, and that they put their two banks of four behind the ball. As soon as Arsenal got the ball, they managed to just sit there and cut off any of the spaces. There was nowhere to play in between the lines. The only real space was out wide. Saka didn't have much joy because they doubled up, perhaps, and in some cases trebled up against him. So Martinelli, I felt he held onto the ball a little bit too much. He took too many touches. There was one or two times where he just played it out of his feet and ran onto it, and there was some good openings created. But when he'd slowed down and then took a few too many touches, it just gave them the opportunity to get back and to reset. Which is, frustrating from an Arsenal fan's point of view because you want to see some expansive football away from home. You expect Leverkusen to be the home side and to have the impetus, but with Arsenal being the superior technical side, Leverkusen then became a pragmatic team once they'd scored their goal. That made it difficult for us. I do feel like Zubimendi and Rice completely controlled that midfield in the second half, but without ever penetrating. And did we deserve to equalise in the end? Maybe not. Maybe we didn't do enough. But once we brought Madueke on, it did feel as if there was a little bit more of a momentum going forward for us, a bit more fluidity. And every time he got the ball, he was positive. He looked to run beyond players. I do feel like Leverkusen almost relaxed when Saka went off and didn't double up on Madueke, and it gave him the space to go past players. and it was him that created the goal, and he went past a couple, and it was a careless challenge, which was looked at quite lengthily by VAR. The referee had given the penalty on field, and they looked to try and see if there was any kind of way to disallow that penalty. He tapped his ankles. He didn't get the ball. It's a penalty, and who would step up? Who else but the substitute Havertz, who came on for Eze around 70 odd minutes, and against his old side, his first time back there in front of the fans since he left them during COVID, and he put his penalty away brilliantly. Great finish. So overall, Arsenal came away with a result that they will be happy with, especially with the way that the game progressed. They'll go back to the Emirates next week with confidence that they will be able to finish off Leverkusen. You felt this was Leverkusen's best chance to get kind of ahead in the game tonight, and they didn't do that. So Arsenal really are the hot favourites to go through, and I'm quite confident that we can do that with Everton at the weekend and then Leverkusen in the week. The only thing that might kind of scupper us is the fact that we've got the Carabao Cup final next Sunday, and that may mean that a few players will be watching their challenges just to make sure they don't get themselves injured before Wembley. But they're professionals, and you fully expect them to get through that game and put us through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So hopefully they do. That's it from me. I am the Rational Gooner. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to like and subscribe and share, and let me know your comments below if there are any. Thanks a lot. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.